So the first thing you want to do to start running your machine is turn your main power on to the machine. While you're waiting for the machine to power up, you'll want to turn your air and water on the wall. The machine takes several minutes for it to power up. Once the screen pops up, you want to go and make sure both of your E-stops on the in-feed and the out-feed side are out, and then hit your system on button. When your light turns green, your system on is working. Next, you want to hit your spindle warm-up. The spindle warm-up brings your spindles up and down. You want to open your conveyor up to watch that they go up and down. Once the spindle warm-up is done, you want to go to your auto screen. In this screen, you can select which spindles you want to turn on and off, and if you want to run oscillation or run the stone without oscillation. The main reason for turning spindles on and off is for different type of stones. For quartz, it's a good policy not to run spindle number 7 because it'll start to burn the material. For granite, you'll turn spindle 7 back on to get a shinier polish. Certain brands of materials you want to turn the oscillation off to get a good polish. Your chamfer spindles are for putting a beveled edge on the towards side or away side of the polished material. When you have the stone that you want to run through the machine, first thing you want to do is take a tape measure or a ruler and measure the thickness of the stone in multiple places and find the thinnest point of the stone. Once you have that thickness, you'll take your stone thickness adjustment screw and turn it in until you get the pointer on the spindle to be exactly the same thickness of the thinnest part of the stone. Once you have the stone thickness adjusted, you want to go into your auto screen, and from your auto screen you want to go to your stager. Make sure you have your correct stager highlighted with a green button in front of it. Once you've got the correct stager, you want to go to your auto screen. Decide how fast you want to run the stone. Every stone will run a little bit different. You can go faster or slower depending on the material. Now you want to decide which spindles you want to turn on or off. The quartz or engineered material that we're going to be running through right now, we'll turn off number 7 because number 7 is too aggressive. It'll tend to burn quartz material. You want to put an oscillation on with most materials. There are cases that you'll want to turn that oscillation off for certain materials. Next, we'll put a chamfer edge on both the top and bottom side of the stone. Once you have all your spindles highlighted that you want to make sure you have your water valves in the correct position. The top valve is for the polishing spindles. The bottom valve is for your chamfer spindles. If you're not running your chamfer spindles, you can turn the valve off. You want to keep both valves open about 3/4 of the way. If you have higher water pressures, you can turn the valves closed a little bit. If you have lower water pressures, you may want to open them up farther. After we've made sure we have our water valves on, next step we want to do is hit our cycle start button. Cycle start will turn on all the spindles that are activated and start the belt, and it'll automatically turn the water on. You want to hold your stone tight up against the back rollers against the belt, holding it down and moving it in towards the compression rollers at the same time. You want to hold down and in pressure until you get to 4 rollers on the material. Making sure you keep your fingers out of the way so they don't get pinched into the machine. Once your stone is all the way out of the machine, you can stop your machine. Then what you'll want to do, take your stone, flip it over, take an air hose, and dry it off. You want to inspect the stone for scratches on the infeed and outfeed side of the stone. If there are scratches, you want to do some adjustments to the machine. In deciding how much chamfer you want on the edge of your stone, you can adjust that by adjusting your air pressure. You only want to go between 20 psi and 40 psi. The higher psi you go, the bigger the chamfer edge will be. Every stone is different, so you want to do some testing. Soft stones will take more off with the chamfer, hard stones will take less. Chamfer 1, which is the first one here, is for the polished side of the stone. Chamfer 2 is for the bottom side or unpolished side of the stone. When you have taller pieces and you want to be a little more safe, what you'll want to do is lift your stone support guides up and put the pins back in. This way, stone does not have a chance of falling off the machine and hurting someone. When you're changing a pad, the first thing you want to do is make sure you press your E-stop button in so you don't hit any buttons and start a spindle. You'll need a couple tools to do this. Pad removal tool, an 1¼ inch short wrench, and a 1/2 inch drive ratchet with a long extension. I want to take the 1¼ inch wrench and put it in on the grooves underneath the spindle and turn it towards an edge. Next thing you want to do is use the pad removal tool and put it around the pad, making sure it's just on the pad area. Then turn it tight, and then use your ratchet, put it in the hole, and just keep turning until it pops loose. And then the pad will pop loose. Sometimes the snail lock adapter will pop loose. If that's the case, then you'll have to take it to the back and pop it loose from there. These are Velcro pads. What you want to do is take your Velcro removal tool and slide it between the pad and the tool and slowly work it around until you get it to come all the way off the pad. To put the tool back together, you take the pad and you center it on there. And you give a lot of pressure to get the Velcro to stick back together. Next thing you want to do is line the groove of the snail lock to the groove of the snail lock adapter. Set it on there, holding the snail lock adapter and just turning the pad clockwise to get it tight.